Hey YouTube, I am the Beverly Hills Trucker. Thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. How did I get into trucking? That is the question. That is the topic of this video. How did you get into trucking as a female? Well, I'm glad you asked. I get that question so much everywhere I go. You drive a truck? Do you drive a truck? You really drive a truck? Yes, I drive a big truck. I have a commercial driver's license. I got a CDL. Yes, I do. Anyway, how did I get there? Get here. I received a text message from my now ex-husband. He was my husband at the time, and he asked me for a divorce via the text message. And I said, okay. Did I just get a text message from my husband asking for a divorce? What's going on there? That's a whole nother video, but we're going to stay on topic for now. Needless to say, I was in the middle of a major life change, and after he sent that message, it settled in, and I started to accept the fact that he was serious. I knew that I had to change my whole life because I just needed to change. So I like to take road trips, and during one of my road trips, I happened to stop at a Love's truck stop to get fuel for my passenger car. Now, I've stopped here several times, but I never really paid any attention to the big trucks. Imagine that. Because I was only focused on the passenger car side. I never really even looked over at a big truck unless it was pulling out, and if it was, I was running from it so that I wouldn't get crushed. Anyway, this day, I filled the car up and I went inside the Love's truck stop to get something to eat. While going in there to get something to eat, I met a gentleman who was very nice and was talking to me, and he asked me how I was doing, and I told him how I was doing, and I said, I'm not doing good. My husband broke up with me, my job is just broken up with me, my life is just not going the way that I want, so I'm really at a crossroads right now on what to do next. He says, have you ever thought about becoming a truck driver? I said, come again? He says, you ever thought about being a truck driver? I said, no, not in my wildest dreams have I ever thought that I will. First of all, working as a commercial driver. Second of all, me getting behind a big truck and driving it? No, you got the wrong girl. You got the wrong girl. So he continued to tell me about trucking and how long he had been in the industry and how the industry had changed his life. So as we're talking, another man walks up and he chimes in on the conversation. And he asked, have you ever thought about being a truck driver? There are a lot of females out there in trucking. And I said, well, really? Because I've not seen any. He says, well, you probably hadn't been looking. And true enough, I hadn't, because I really had never paid attention to it. But most of the truckers that I had even looked at were men. So then a third man walks up and he chimes in and he starts saying, yeah, you should really think about becoming a truck driver because a lot of females are getting into the industry. So three men standing there talking to me, three wise men, I call them three wise men, telling me all about trucking, all about the industry, all the good stuff that this may bring to me. And I said, So I left there with a lot of questions and, pondering the fact that, was this a coincidence that three different men were telling me about trucking at a time in my life where I was changing colors, so to speak, changing my life over, transitioning into a different life. So I prayed and I researched and I was on YouTube and got on YouTube and saw a lot of females, from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different styles, you name it. I saw you guys out there. So shouts out to all of the female truckers who've been able to squeeze in a little time to make those YouTube videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because it helped me tremendously. So now it's my turn to make my first YouTube video because I keep getting the question over and over again, how did you get into trucking? So I contacted this particular company and they paid for my schooling. They sent me to schooling, sent me to trucking school rather, excuse me, and they sent me to Kentucky. They sent me a Greyhound bus ticket. Yes, I got the good old Greyhound bus ticket to trucking school. I rode the Greyhound bus to Kentucky. They put me up in a hotel. I was in a hotel. I had to share a room with another female, just two of us in one hotel. very nice hotel, decent hotel. I was really surprised. And I was there at trucking school for 30 days. So for 30 days, I would go to school from, I think, 7 until 5 every day with an hour for lunch. But Monday through Friday, I was in trucking school. I was practicing on the yard, backing the truck up, taking it forward, going on the interstate, learning all the rules and regs as it relates to DOT, as it relates to all the good stuff trucking. So after the 30 days was up, after I got my, finally got my CDL, and I say finally because I was not a one and done. And those of you who are in trucking, you know what that means. Those of you who are just learning about trucking or getting into trucking, you will find out what that means. So I stayed there a little bit longer than 30 days. I think it was a week, 1 month and a week. And then my trainer came to pick me up, and I got on the truck with him, and we were on the truck together for 30 days. And what that looked like is we get on the truck together, we go across the country, and it's his job to teach me how to master the road as a truck driver. And what I really loved about my trainer is that he did not show me favoritism because I was a girl. He actually was harder on me. He said because he wanted to make sure that once I got off of his truck that I would be able to handle this big rig safely across the country and to do what I set out to do, and that was be a good truck driver, a good safe truck driver, and make good money out here on the road alone as a solo driver. So after the 30 days was up, then I went to a terminal with my company, and I had to show them that I was ready to have my own truck. So I had to show them that I knew how to back the truck up. I had to show them that I knew how to take it forward, take it on the interstate, and do it safely. So I did that, and then I got the keys to Cinderella. Yeah, Cinderella. We're here together now. See Cinderella? My truck. Cinderella and I are a good team. We run good together. We run long, we run hard, but we're together. We're one. That's what I call my truck, Cinderella. So that's how I got into trucking. The next question is, do I like trucking? Do I love trucking? I do. I love it out here. Do I get tired? Of course I do. I get tired. When I get tired, I pull over, I stop, I go to sleep, I shut down for the day or whatever the case may be. But I love it. 98% of the time, I love it. The 2% of the time, I'm fussy. I get frustrated. Like now, I'm sitting here. I've been here since yesterday, waiting on them to unload my truck. It's what they call a live unload for people who are not in trucking. But that comes with the territory. I don't know a way around it unless you work for a company where you have only drop-in hooks. So I don't work for a company that has only drop-in hooks. I have a mixture of both. So that's my story of how I got into the trucking industry. And I want to talk to females who are interested, and you may be a little scared, a little afraid. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Of course, get the right training, get the right information, find out what school to go to that works for your lifestyle, what trucking company to sign on with your lifestyle, but it is so possible. And you can like girly stuff. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't keep the girl side of you once you become a truck driver. I'm still able to incorporate my makeup, get my hair done. You know, I like my jewelry. I just like girl stuff. You know, that's what I am. I'm a girly girl. That's what I like. But I'm just talking to some of the women that will see me on the street or see me at the truck stops and ask me questions because they don't know. Because they don't get to see a lot of us girls who like the nail polish and like the makeup and like the hairdos and all of that. But we exist. We're out here, ladies. Tell them we're out here. So this video is for the ladies who are trying to get into trucking, thinking about it, or the ladies who are questioning if they can incorporate the femininity, your femininity or the feminine side of you into your career choice as a commercial driver. And the answer to that is yes, yes, and yes. And that's how I got into trucking. And again, I am the Beverly Hills Trucker. Hopefully I'm gonna make more videos. I'm gonna try. This is my very first video, so I gotta figure out how to load it up and get it on there and all that other good stuff. But the whole point here is to talk to other women about how I got into trucking and how much I love trucking. All right, that's it for now. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. More to come on the Beverly Hills Trucking channel. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.